Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Harry from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content I will be covering today will be in the sport of football inside the NFL world. In today's bonus segment, I'll be sharing my thoughts on cornerback Trevon Diggs tearing his ACL. So the news broke yesterday during practice, during the Dallas Cowboys practice, that Trevon Diggs suffered a torn ACL during the Dallas Cowboys practice yesterday. Diggs was doing one-on-one reps against wide receivers, preparing for this Sunday's game against the Arizona Cardinals when the injury happened. So I really wish I wasn't making this video. But the news about this is really heartbreaking. My heart goes out to Trevon Diggs. Trevon Diggs is a great cornerback. He's been developing his game since he came into the NFL, former second-round pick from Alabama in the 2020 NFL Draft. And he's taken the league by storm. He's one of the best cornerbacks in the National Football League now. Definitely has learned from his 2021 NFL season where he used to bite on routes to get the interceptions and make the big plays. Last year, you could see him grooming and developing more into being one of the best cornerbacks in the National Football League today. And you saw that early on in the first two games of the NFL season. He did a tremendous job covering. He was one of the best pro football focused cornerbacks in the National Football League over the last 2 weeks of the NFL. So Trevon Diggs has came a long way in terms of being an elite cornerback. I think he's an elite cornerback. I think he's one of the best cornerbacks in the National Football League. And he's definitely one of my favorite players on this Dallas Cowboys team. I think he is the glue, one of the puzzle pieces to that outstanding defense. When I think of that defense, I think of two numbers, and I think of 7 and I think of 11. And I'm not talking about the 7-Eleven local stores. I'm talking about Trevon Diggs 7, Micah Parsons 11. That's how special those two are together, and that's how special Trevon Diggs is to this Dallas Cowboys team. I do think that Trevon Diggs found himself in a good situation in terms of tearing his ACL. Now, how I say that is he's very young. He just turned 25 years of age. He's very young. He's going to come back stronger. He's going to come back healthy. He's going to come back still being one of the best cornerbacks in the National Football League around this time or at the beginning of next year's NFL season. So Trevon Diggs is going to be fine. I think the Dallas Cowboys will still have a star cornerback by the time he gets back. So nothing but the best for Trevon Diggs recovering from a torn ACL injury. And the injury bug has actually been insane in the first 2 weeks of the NFL. It's a lot of star players getting hurt, a lot of great talent that's unfortunately had season-ending injuries already. You look at running back for the Baltimore Ravens, J.K. Dobbins, tore his Achilles in the first game that they had against the Texans. You turn around the next night to that Monday Night Football game, Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles 4 games into the game against the Buffalo Bills. Then you look at that gruesome injury that Nick Chubb went through Monday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The injury was so bad that the national television didn't even show the replay of the injury and messed up his knee, tore several ligaments, and is out for the remainder of the season. Then Trevon Diggs just tore his ACL at the Cowboys practice yesterday. So that's a lot of good players, a lot of good talent that unfortunately their season has ended thus early. And hopefully for all 32 NFL teams, the injury bug does not affect them the way how these franchises have been affected very early on with the NFL injury bug. So I am going to be very upset. Looking forward for this Cowboys defense because I was a big fan of the first 2 games of what the defensive cornerback duo that we had presented, what Trevon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore presented. In my eyes, in my opinion, they were the best cornerback duo in the National Football League this far in the NFL season. And now it's time for the secondary to step up with Trevon Diggs not being available for the remainder of the season. Now, the big question mark, the elephant in the room of the cornerback position. Stephon Gilmore is a former Defensive Player of the Year at the cornerback position, but he's not that guy that he once was with the New England Patriots back in 2018, 2019 when he won that award. So, Stephon Gilmore, is he still one of the best cornerbacks in the National Football League? Absolutely yes. But not having Trevon Diggs on the other side of him is going to take a hit on this defense. So I'm expecting other players in the secondary to step up. Darren Bland. Darren Bland, yes, sorry. Darren Bland is going to step up on the other side of the secondary with Stephon Gilmore, and then we're going to have Jordan Lewis coming to play in the slot as our nickelback corner. So that's going to be the secondary moving forward in terms of our 3 starting cornerbacks. But this defense is still very talented. This front seven is still very talented. This pass rush is still one of the best, if not the best, in the National Football League. And the pass rush is just gonna have to step up more than ever. They're gonna have to make the quarterback get rid of the ball quicker than ever without having a star cornerback like Trevon Diggs in the secondary for our defense. Pass rush, Michael Parsons has already been doing one heck of a job early in the season. He's going to have to step up even more. DeMarcus Lawrence is going to have to step up even more. Everybody on that pass rush is going to have to step up even more to make the quarterback very uncomfortable, not having time in the pocket to scan the field and find an open man down the field. They're going to have to step up. I think this defense is going to step up. And I'm looking for Dan Quinn to step up as a defensive coordinator even more. He's one of the best defensive coordinators in the National Football League. I feel like he's going to have his defense well prepared moving forward. And I think we could see guys like Darren Bland step up in this secondary. I think we could see guys like Jordan Lewis have an edge as a nickelback in this defense. I think Stephon Gilmore is going to do a great job stepping up for the role of Trevon Diggs as well. So not only just the defense, but everybody on the Dallas Cowboys is going to have to step up. Offense is going to have to step up even more. The story of the first 2 weeks of the NFL season has been our defense, but the offense is not far behind them. They are still contributing to putting up points on the board, whether it's field goals, whether it's touchdown drives. They have been contributing to putting them points on the board. So now Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Mike McCarthy as the play caller. Everybody's got to step up even more for this Dallas Cowboys team. Do I still have faith that they can get to the Super Bowl? Yes, and my answer still remains the same. It's going to come down to Dak Prescott, and it's still going to come down to Mike McCarthy to execute and capitalize on the offensive ball. Dak Prescott not turning over the ball when it matters most. Mike McCarthy calling the right offensive plays to put our team in the right position to win games. It all comes down to those two. If this team is going to run a deep playoff run, even with the Trevon Diggs injury, it hurts, it sucks, it's not good. But I still have faith in this team and this talented defense to take us to heights that I have yet to see since I've been alive and born. At least the NFC Championship, at least the Super Bowl aspirations are still alive for this Dallas Cowboys team. All is not lost, but Trevon Diggs is irreplaceable, and it's going to be hard to move on from him for the remainder of the season. But those are my thoughts on Trevon Diggs tearing his ACL. That is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. There's your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off, and I'll see you guys on next week's episode.